Shaped like a brick with absolutely zero aerodynamics, this British shitbox gets launched from 0 to 100 in 2 business days, if it feels like it.
Let's talk about the trains today. The trains in the United Kingdom.
Do you know how expensive my train fares are now going to be because the last of the rail cards that I'm allowed to use is now expired?
People could have a second mortgage with the amount that they have to spend on trains. Make it make sense.
The tickets are so expensive. How can you find a train ticket for over £200 to London? What?
This is a train ticket from Plymouth to Birmingham, right? £348. What the fuck?
Just me coming on here to rant about the prices of trains again and how much I hate the train line. Like, I am actually getting so pissed off with how much I'm spending on trains.
Something I've been thinking about. Why is it cheaper to fly from London to Edinburgh than to catch the train in a climate crisis?
That'll be 220 quid.
220 quid? That's a lot for a single journey. Do you know why it's so expensive?
Yeah, because there's nothing you can do about it. What else are you going to do? Walk to London, you pathetic little weasel.
You guys are not gonna believe this, right? But these first class seats that we paid £200 for, they did not recline at all.
Can we talk about the train prices? Ridiculous. It's not accessible to us. Because why would I spend £200 to £600 on tickets to Manchester when I could go abroad all inclusive? Not for the day, but for a full week.
And it's not like they're providing a quality service given the price that they charge. 50% of trains that I go on have a 50% chance of being cancelled, delayed, or some stupid stuff going on that affects my journey.
Excuse me, what platform does my train go from? Trains aren't running today, mate. Why not? They don't feel well. It's too hot.
Train's cancelled, mate.
What about that one?
That one's cancelled.
What about the one after that?
Also cancelled.
Sorry folks, we are being held at this red signal because there has been an obstruction to the railway passage. Unfortunately, a packet of cheese and onion crisps has fallen on the Piccadilly line. This would not be a problem if it was salt and vinegar Walkers, but it is cheese and onion, so we'll be waiting here for approximately half an hour longer.
Well, there's no refunds, I'm afraid. Oh, I'll tell you what we can do. We can put you on the next available train for £400. For £400.
Ever wondered why our train fares are so expensive? It's because we sold off our rail network to the other countries. France, Germany, the Netherlands, they own all our stations.
All right, everyone, let's brainstorm. How can we create the worst experience possible?
Welcome back to Broken Britain, where even catching a train feels like taking out a mortgage. In the UK today, commuters are being rinsed with the most expensive train fares in Europe. And what do we get in return? Delays, cancellations, overcrowded carriages, and excuses. It's not public transport anymore. It's daylight robbery on rails. Imagine paying hundreds, sometimes thousands, a year for a season ticket, only to spend half your morning stranded on a freezing platform because yet another service has been axed. It's insult on top of injury, luxury prices for a third world service. Today, on Brit Rants, we're tearing into the state of Britain's railways because it's not just a travel problem. It's a symbol of everything broken, high costs, low standards, and zero accountability. Hit subscribe if you're sick of paying for a service that barely exists.
All right, everyone, let's brainstorm. How can we create the worst experience possible? How about we make the tickets really expensive? Yes, that's great. Oh, and frequent delays. Yes, we want zero reliability. Oh, or even better, cancel them at the last minute. That's brilliant. Okay, now we need a really busy station. One where it's so unorganised a stampede could happen. One really stressful station. How about Euston? That's great. That means every day we can say, Euston, we have a problem.
Let's talk about the trains today. The trains in the United Kingdom.
Do you know how expensive my train fares are now going to be because the last of the rail cards that I'm allowed to use is now expired?
People could have a second mortgage with the amount that they have to spend on trains. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. If you want us to be saving the climate, if you want us to not be driving into the cities, Mr. Sadiq Khan, with you, Les, if you want us to be using the public transport, why not make it so that we can use it, so that we can afford to use it? Because it's extortionate. It's extortion. Not to mention, the service they're providing is shit. You get on a train and don't even get a seat most of the time. They're always running late. Honestly, The Great British Railways are nothing to be writing home about. No doubt that the money is going into the pockets of people up top. I have absolutely no doubt, because it's how it works in this country. What are we doing? Let's stop it. What is happening? I want to use the trains. I do not want to have to drive anywhere. But the fact that it is so much cheaper for me to drive my car into a city or to drive my car anywhere in the United Kingdom is mental. That is crazy. It should be cheaper to get on a choo-choo train. I enjoy a train ride. I can do some work if I get a seat. I can do some work. I can have a think. I can maybe write something. Like, I am begging you to use these services. We don't like to take for fools. We don't appreciate it.
Hiya, can I get a single train ticket from Leeds to London for 5 p.m. tomorrow, please?
Yeah, it's going to be 40 minutes late though, is that alright?
How'd you already know it's going to be late?
They're always late, pal.
Alright, fine.
That'll be 220 quid.
220 quid? That's a lot for a single journey. Do you know why it's so expensive?
Yeah, because there's nothing you can do about it. What else are you going to do? Walk to London, you pathetic little weasel.
You just call me weasel?
Oh, now it's gone up to 2 hours late apparently, and it's going to be 250 quid.
Why are you putting the price up even though it's crazily delayed?
Because we can, you ugly little trollop. Now, do you want the ticket or not?
Trollop? Fine, yeah. I'll just have to pay it, I suppose.
Here's your ticket, have a shit journey, and here's your free slap in the face.
What?
Excuse me, what platform does my train go from? Trains aren't running today, mate. Why not? They don't feel well. It's too hot. What do you mean they don't feel well? They just don't feel up to it today. Just leave them alone. But you weren't running last week either. Yeah, because last week it was too cold. Okay, and will you be running next week? If the train staff turn up, why would they not turn up? Because sometimes they can't be bothered. Like, is that a problem for you? Yeah, I paid money for the train. I paid money for the train. Fuck off, mate.
Why are train prices in the UK so cooked? Because why am I being charged? Actually, let me show you. Because why does it cost over £100 to get an open return from Leicester to London or London to Leicester? Which is a 1 hour train, by the way. And it's not like they're providing a quality service given the price that they charge. 50% of trains that I go on have a 50% chance of being cancelled, delayed, or some stupid stuff going on that affects my journey. My regular commute for my apprenticeship from Leicester to Birmingham costs about £17, which isn't too bad compared to Leicester to London, but it still adds up because you have to think about transport to the train station, transport back from the train station. That all does add up. And the good thing is I don't have to go in every single day. But imagine how much it racks up if you do have to go office every day. I don't know how people did it before COVID times, before working from home was introduced. Because I just worked it out, I would have spent 20% of my salary on train tickets. At that point, I might as well get accommodation there. The government needs to sort it out. Scratch that, they need to sort out the whole country.
Now, a couple videos down, I did talk about, how shit the prices are with GWR. But I think it's also important that we discuss just train prices in general in the UK. For example here, this is a train ticket from Plymouth to Birmingham, right? £348. What the fuck? And a better deal, it's with cross country. Fantastic. So not only you're going to pay £346, you also get to have the luxury of cross country where you just sit on the fucking floor for 3 hours. Just to put that in perspective of how crazy that is, you could fly from Manchester to Tenerife 4 fucking times and still have 20 quid left. It's actually staggering. It actually proves how fucked the UK train system is. I went to Spain about 6 months ago and their trains were always on fucking time. They were going 300 fucking kilometers an hour. They were fast as fuck. I got from Malaga all the way up to the center of fucking Spain in 3 hours. And it takes 2 hours to get from Plymouth to Penzance. How far behind are we? What the?
Woohoo! We're gonna pay another 5% for overcrowded fucking trains. I love fucking Britain, man. Look at that. Look at that. We can get to sit on the floor for £100. Yeah! Yeah! So fucking happy. Whoa! You don't even get a fucking seat. Oh, they made record profits as they fucking do, greedy buttholes!
Well, Trainline, a major rail ticketing platform, recently reported record sales and surge in profit. The growth is attributed to a combination of factors, including increased passenger numbers, the popularity of digital tickets, and a decrease in number of train strikes. Train strikes! And before anyone goes, oh, it's the immigrants, stop the boats! No, it's greedy fucking corporations! Greedy fucking corporations!
Trains are constantly delayed and they're super expensive. Cost a fortune. I think it's going to cost over 100 to 150 pounds to go from Derby to London, which is an hour and a half train. It's absolutely extortionate, and they're always late, and they're always old and shit. There's no order on them. It's the train system in the UK is terrible.
The audacity of trains in the UK needs to be studied, yeah? Today I was on the train and I was hearing, you know, the voice that comes on, like, the next stop is Birmingham New Street. I was hearing it all updated. I was like, this isn't a voice I've heard before. I genuinely thought I was transported to a different country. And then I look around me and I see the only thing that's been updated is the voice. The seats haven't been updated. The train hasn't been updated. The fact that there's no seats and they're overselling tickets hasn't been updated. But their prices are updated. They're even higher. The voice is updated. It's even smoother. I just think it's actually insane.
Just me coming on here to rant about the prices of trains again and how much I hate the train line. Like, I am actually getting so fucking pissed off with how much I'm spending on trains and the fact that there's just nothing to help me make my travel cheaper, okay? But I fucked up majorly. So basically, I've booked a train ticket, a single ticket, that was £48. So I thought, right, single ticket, I'll sort the return when I come back. Single ticket cost me £48, okay? Realised last night I booked it for next Thursday, not today. And I was like, why would I do that? I'm in Ibiza next Thursday. So I contact Trainline. I'm like, listen, I travel weekly. I made a mistake. Can I please cancel that ticket and just go tomorrow? It's the exact same train, the exact same time. You're like, yeah, we can make the change on the train ticket, cancel next week, and you can travel tomorrow, but it'll cost you £47. I was like, are you joking? That's nearly £100 on a single then? I was like, no. I was like, so what's my option? They're like, are you going to have to buy another single? So I've got on the train this morning, bought another single, £85. £85 for single. Like, is that an actual joke? So £120 I was spent on a single train ticket. £120. Actually disgusting. I wasn't aware that there is an insurance option on Trainline, which my friend told me about this morning. However, that wouldn't cover booking the wrong day. Like, I'm fucking fuming. I haven't even booked my return yet. So I've just spent £120 on a single train ticket, but I've got to have 2 changeovers. Absolutely fantastic. Sort yourself out, Trainline. Fucking joke. I do apologise for my swearing, but I am actually quite angry about this. Like, I don't know how to resolve this situation because I travel on trains every week. I just don't know how to make it cheaper for myself. At this rate, I might as well buy my own train. Like, just any solutions to this issue, please let me know.
They don't move. 90. We bought first class tickets, which cost me around £200 each. Although it is quite expensive, that is not the shocking thing that I wanted to mention. Now, you guys are not gonna believe this, right? But these first class seats that we paid £200 for, they did not recline at all. Now, I know most Chinese viewers are not going to believe this because in China, economy seats can recline, the business class seats can recline, and the first class seats can recline into a full-on bed. You can literally lay fully out in those egg chair things. It's great, right? But in the UK, first class seats are 90 degrees. They don't move. 90. So for 5 hours, I was sat at 90 degrees. Now, I wouldn't have any problem with that if that was an economy seat, but I paid £200. You know, I expect just a little bit of reclinage. What a joke. Broken Brit.
My friends from other countries are completely shocked when I tell them I don't visit any other places outside of London in the UK. I'm not talking about the close ones, I'm talking about like the further away ones. Now, this is not for not wanting to visit them, but simply because it costs a small mortgage to travel anywhere within this little island. Can we talk about the train prices? Ridiculous. It's not accessible to us. Because why would I spend £200 to £600 on tickets to Manchester when I could go abroad all inclusive? Not for the day, but for a full week. Not for a little weekend, but a full week. Of course, it might be a bit tatty for that price, but you know what I mean? Like, why would I do that? I would rather do that. And don't even get me started about how ridiculous our train services are and how they're so expensive. Who can afford to do anything here? Look, it's a little over what? Well, it's been like 30 degrees. Trains don't work. When it's cold, trains won't work. When it's raining, trains aren't working. Delayed, cancelled. What kind of service are we actually getting? And on top of that, there's always another strike. Every other week. Like, it's ridiculous.
Can I get a rail card? Are you between the ages of 16 and 25? Obviously not, no. Are you over 60? Taking the piss? Do you have a partner? Single at the moment. Ready to mingle. Loser! What was that? Turns out you don't qualify for any of the rail cards available at this time. Forget it, I'll just get a ticket. Where are you going? Just up the road into town. That'll be a gazillion pounds.
I'm not gonna lie, if you want to feel like shit, get the Central Line between 5:30 and 7 a.m. Every single person on that train just looks like they fucking hate their life. So miserable and exhausted. Like, people are not even really like on their phones or reading books. They're just trying to get a little bit of sleep in, do you know what I mean? Honestly, they just look miserable. And I'm one of them, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting there like, that ain't me, I am one of them. It's not like that on the Elizabeth line. Everyone is a bit more chirpy on the old Elizabeth line. I'm telling you, that Central Line, you want to start your day off feeling depressed, get on that Central Line. Early rush hour. Trust me.
Sorry, you want to get a train? No. All our drivers are missing. Therefore, they're all cancelled. Sorry, you bought a ticket. Well, there's no refunds, I'm afraid. I'll tell you what we can do. We can put you on the next available train for £400. For £400. Yeah, we'll put you on the next train for £400. That might get cancelled. Fuck you.
Train's cancelled, mate.
What about that one?
That one's cancelled.
What about the one after that?
Also cancelled. Can I see your ticket, please? Oh, that's for the train after this one.
No, I've paid for a ticket.
Because it's not the right ticket, I'm going to have to charge you.
You lot are con artists.
I'm not being a con artist. Okay, that comes to a total of £4 million.
Why are all the trains cancelled?
Because we have a shortage of staff today, sir.
Oh, so you lot just didn't prepare
Well, we do have a rail replacement bus service.
Okay.
Okay, where are you going to?
East Croydon.
Okay. That should take you approximately 7 years.
This train will now terminate the next station due to signal.
Signal? What does that even mean?
Not a Scooby, mate.
This is ridiculous. I'm not paying for another ticket.
Have you got a rail card?
Yeah, I do have a
Well, if you use your rail card, it comes to a total of £3 million.
Excuse me, got a question for you. Are we ever going to have reliable trains in this country, or are we all going to be...
No.
Great, thanks. Oh, there's a train.
Oh, that train's cancelled, mate.
Fuck.
You've cancelled my train.
I'm so sorry to hear that, sir.
Why?
I can't disclose that, sir.
Well, you can, because I'm going to be missing a meeting, and I'm going to need a reason.
Due to unforeseen circumstances. It was short, Gary. Didn't turn up to work today. Went out on the piss last night. Slept with Sabrina. Woke up with the squirts. He is a nightmare.
Is there not another train driver? Or more crew?
No. Unfortunately, there is not, and we cannot refund your ticket.
What?
And we can't put you on another train, sadly. Because it goes against company policy.
What a load of shite!
What I can do is charge you triple that you paid before, get you on a rail replacement bus, and send you down to Bristol. How does that sound?
Bristol? I'm trying to get to Luton.
Sir, I didn't ask for your life story.
This is an absolute joke.
Sir, there is nothing I can do here.
Well, there is something you could do. You can replace my ticket because it's you who cancelled the train, not me.
Can I ask politely, please do not use offensive words and an aggressive tone towards me? Yeah?
Fine! What bus stop am I going to?
So, I have just received some bad news that the rail replacement bus has been cancelled.
You're joking?
No, I wish I was joking. Justine's had to go to the doctors to seek help for her dog breath. Well, that's what I'm assuming anyway. She stank.
I'm gonna lose it. Is Justine the only bus driver?
Or maybe it's because she got caught drink driving. She has a serious problem.
That's it! I want to speak to the manager.
Well, it's a good job you're speaking to her then. Is there anything else I can help you with, sir?
Excuse me, where's the train delays?
You're not going to believe it. The blooming driver's not turned up. There's nothing we can do about it.
Isn't it your driver?
I know.
Where's this train delayed?
I know, nothing to do with us this time. The problem is the one in front of it's delayed, so it's just holding everyone else up.
Yeah, but isn't the one in front one of your trains as well?
Yeah, I know. I see your ticket. Sure. Oh, that's for the train before.
Yeah, but the train before was cancelled, so I've got to get on this one.
I know, you're going to have to buy another one.
What?
I know. It's going to be £60.
Well, that's more than the one before.
I know. Right, everyone off the train. We're terminating here now. Everybody get off.
What? Why?
Because of signal.
What does that mean?
Signalling. The signal box. We've got no signal. The signal's that. Everyone off the train, please.
But where even are we?
Your guess is as good as mine. I know. Everyone off. Come on.
So why is this train cancelled?
Crew shortage.
So you haven't got enough staff?
I know.
Oh, because you haven't planned accordingly.
Crew shortage.
Well, this isn't good enough. What are you going to do about it?
Tell you what I could do about it. I could sell you a ticket to Crew for £70 with a rail card.
It says here the next 3 trains are delayed.
I know. They've all been delayed today. From the get-go, they've just all been running late.
Why?
Now, everyone knows how expensive train tickets are in the UK. I mean, just look at this. It's an 11:30 train, 1 hour, 48 minutes, and that's £61.50. Now, I'm currently in Poland, and I've just booked a 5-hour train journey from Warszawa to Krakow, and that cost me 81 zloty, so about £17.50. And let's compare it. This is Great Anglia. It's not even a Vanity West Coast service. Mate, UK train prices are a joke. You can get flights for cheaper than this. Look at this, I'm in beautiful Warszawa also, whatever. Let's go on this PKP intercity train to Krakow. That's the train. Let's go. Now, you know we're in second class, because why would we pay £5 more for a padded seat? These seats are literally padded. Toilet's very dirty and not spacious at all, I have to say.
This is why people just cannot afford to get the trains in the UK. I mean, it's a joke, right? So this is me having to change my tickets from Tuesday the 30th of July to Tuesday the 31st of July. Now, they're exactly the same train times in the morning and the afternoon, so the ticket price is free, as you can see here. It's free. Trainline have decided that because the tickets are free, they need to shaft me and make money somewhere, because I'm getting the same trains and they just need to change a number on an e-ticket. They're going to charge me £17 admin fee. I would like someone to explain to me exactly what an admin fee is when I'm literally just changing a date on an e-ticket, an electronic ticket. And you can't tell me that this £17 is paying for the electronic systems that is doing that. There is no way. It's 2024. We don't have someone writing out a ticket for me that then has to pay their hourly salary. That's not how it's working. Trainline are just charging me £17 for absolutely no reason at all. I'm paying for a train service that's basically always late. There's no seats ever, and it's almost like the guard is coming up with an excuse as to why the train was delayed, and it will be something like, we apologise for the delay to your service. There was a delay in the and there's a pause while they think of an excuse in the the signalling failure, and there was a slow running service, and we had to speed limit, and there was a red light. How many excuses are there? This country is a joke when it comes to trains. Paying £17 for an admin fee to change my ticket? Oh, okay, and when the train's late, I might get a bit of delay repay. What's that, £2? Fantastic, thank you. Nothing gets me more annoyed than Trainline doing this, and I need to find another one. So maybe Uber or TrainPal, but it's a joke.
I moved out of the south because house prices there were unacceptable for what you could get. Only to then sit here in an absolute state of panic, trying to find a return ticket from Preston to London, and this is the choices that I get. I get to choose between £327, £217, or £320. How are you meant to improve your livelihood in this country, whereby improving it in one area means that it comes at such a huge cost in another area, be it the train prices or even energy prices. And then you get a very limited chance of finding jobs around the area that is perhaps much more affordable. So how are you meant to win? How are you meant to improve and progress in life?
Something I've been thinking about. Why is it cheaper to fly from London to Edinburgh than to catch the train in a climate crisis? Across the UK, flights are priced at a fraction of the cost of trains, meaning if you want to try and travel more sustainably, it's not only going to take longer, but it might cost you up to 4 times the price. Flights emit over 4 times more carbon than trains, but it's the cheaper option, and there's a few key reasons for this. Airlines pay no kerosene tax, VAT, or air passenger duty, which artificially subsidises air travel. By comparison, train operators have to pay energy taxes and high rail tolls. The UK rail system was also largely privatised in the 90s, leading to a patchwork of operators, rising fares, and a lack of price caps on many routes. The UK has a net zero by 2050 target, but is this possible when the greenest option is the most expensive? In France, short-haul flights are banned if there's a rail alternative that takes less than 2.5 hours, and in Spain, a similar ban is being considered as part of the country's climate action plan. So, if the UK is serious about climate action, it has to start with making low-carbon travel a more competitive and much more affordable option, because sustainable travel shouldn't just be for people with a disposable income.
In 1914, the UK rail network reached its greatest extent, stretching over 20,000 miles. And now in 2025, there's only 9,884 miles worth of railway tracks. So what happened? It starts with the First World War. The First World War kicks off, passenger numbers drop, the government take over the railways, and then once the war ends, numbers don't really pick up. In 1921, the Railway Act happens, and this merges over 100 UK rail companies into 4, and this was to help stem the losses of rail companies. And in the 20s and 30s, over 1,300 miles of railway track was decommissioned. The reason passenger numbers didn't go up after 1914 was for a couple of reasons. Firstly, the rise of automobiles, more people didn't need to get the train anymore, and secondly, the economic outlook in Britain was bleak. It wasn't good, and people didn't have the money to basically get trains all the time. Then the Second World War kicks off and numbers drop again, and in 1948 nationalisation of the railways happened. However, numbers continue to drop, and this is mainly due to more people being able to afford cars, and planes also come into it slightly, but not a big deal. But in the mid-1950s, there was a big investment push, getting rid of the steam engines and bringing in diesel and electric trains. However, this doesn't really work, and losses continue to mount, and then comes beaching in the 60s. Between 1948 to the early 1960s, over 3,000 miles of railway track was decommissioned. In 1963 and 1965, Dr. Richard Beechin, the chair of the British Railways Board, writes 2 reports on how to improve efficiency, profitability on the railways, and this leads to the Beechin cuts. Over 4,500 miles of railway track lines are cut, around 2,100 stations are basically decommissioned, and there's massive cuts across the board. And this is a map of basically the rail network in 1963 and then in 1984. What happened to the railway lines and stations that were cut? Some were abandoned, some were converted into houses, and some have been made into basically walking trails like this one here, and cycling trails. This one here is from Southampton, and it played an important role in D-Day. Into the 1980s, closure of British railway lines continue, especially on lines that carried freight, and this is due to deindustrialisation and Britain not being a massive industrial power as much anymore. However, after the 90s, we get privatisation again and passenger numbers start to increase, and many of the Beechin lines that were cut have been scheduled to come back.
Sorry folks, we are being held at this red signal because there has been an obstruction to the railway passage. Unfortunately, a packet of cheese and onion crisps has fallen on the Piccadilly line. This would not be a problem if it was salt and vinegar Walkers, but it is cheese and onion, so we'll be waiting here for approximately half an hour longer. Thank you. Unfortunately, there has been a driver change, and this is because the previous driver saw that the Lady Gaga music video for Disease came out and he wanted to watch it, so he had to get a new driver in. So sorry for the delays to your journeys. Sorry folks, some of the wheels have stopped working on our train because there was a bit of blue tack on the railway. Yeah, sorry about that guys, we're just getting it off now. It shouldn't be more than 4 hours. Sorry folks, there has been another stop to our journey. We will be here waiting at Portsmouth for approximately 12 more minutes, just because the driver wanted to learn the apple dance, so it shouldn't take him much longer. Hi, sorry folks, we're going to have to stop the journey again, as Bevo just got on the carriage. Yeah, mad. So we're just going to stop that and just be like, assess the situation there.
Oh shoot, my train's in 5 minutes. Let's hope I make it. 3 minutes go by, I'm at the station. Alright, let's check when that train's coming.
Cancelled.
That's fine, that's so fine. When's the next train?
2 hours and 53 minutes.
Whatever, only just spent
18 fucking pounds on a train for 2 stops.
I'm not mad. Okay. Get on the train, right? Now, tickets on my phone. Phone.
Just died because I've been waiting for 3 fucking hours.
Ticket inspector comes. Excuse me, mate.
You got your ticket? Yeah, let me get it for you. Fuck off.
Train crew, this is the driver. I can see the flames from where I'm sat. What are we gonna do? Good evening, passengers. This is the driver speaking. I'm afraid that food and drink will no longer be available on this service, as the carts that we serve them on have gone on strike. Apparently they're sick of being pushed around. Good afternoon, passengers. This is the driver speaking. There's going to be a slight delay on this service to Llandudno, or for those of you who call it Llandudno, as pulling into Colwyn Bay, we appear to have driven into the belly of the Megalodon instead of the station. Hopefully it will spit us out somewhere near Llandudno or Llandudno, whichever you prefer, depending on your outlook on life. Good afternoon, passengers. This is the driver speaking. I'm afraid on this service to Blackpool, we will no longer be stopping at Preston because overnight the train station was turned into the world's largest Ann Summers, which, you know, is pretty handy if you're here on a dirty weekend.
Hi, I'd like to book a train to Manchester, please.
Okay, so that's £30.
Oh, great.
As long as you're travelling between 1:30 and 1:35.
On a Tuesday.
And you're a Capricorn.
And your name's Pam. What? I need to book one for Friday the 12th at 7 a.m.
Oh. Peak time,
time.
£247.
Oh my god.
I do have another option.
Oh.
For £57.
Oh.
It takes 6 hours.
Oh. 6 hours? It's a 2-hour journey.
Well, this train leaves London on to Wales, then on to Bristol, Birmingham, Wolverhampton, Stoke-on-Trent, Azerbaijan. Finally getting to Manchester Piccadilly just seconds before you lost the will to live.
Right.
Do you want to book that?
No.
It's wonderfully scenic.
Still no.
Suit yourself.
How are several trains across the country cheaper than one?
Doesn't make any sense, does it? Kind of feels like we're making it up, doesn't it? There is another option.
Yeah?
It's called the bus.
Great. Well, I'll just have to book it then, won't I? 'Cause I've got no choice.
Would you like a return?
That doesn't include a return.
And what you might do is cancel your train on the train in front of you, which means 2 trains worth of people are on the train together. Like sardines, yeah.
Well, if anything happens to the train, will I get a refund?
Yeah, you just have to fill out a form online, wait 9 to 10 months for any kind of response, and then just agree to give us your firstborn.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, fine, whatever. Just book it and book me a return for the Sunday.
Oh, you're coming back on a Sunday?
Rail replacement.
Here's how much public transport's costing at the moment in the UK. So my car's currently broken at the minute, so I'm getting a train. So I've got to go 2 stops. So let's see how much that is.
Nah, this country is finished. I am so done with the prices in this country. Like, get me back out to Australia.
What's the worst part of living in the UK? I'm a Ukrainian. I've been living here for more than 2.5 years, and to me it's not the weather. Little disclaimer, I do love the UK and London, and this is just my personal observation that I wanted to share. I think the worst part is the delays and the accidents with the public transport, especially on trains. Leaves on the railways is the most ridiculous reasoning I've heard for a train being late, and I can't stress enough how often I've heard it and how many times I was late because of these trains delays. For example, once I missed my train to Leeds because my train from Croydon to King's Cross was late. And just to say, it never happened to me in Ukraine, where I am from. Ukrzaliznytsia, Ukrainian national rail service, is impeccable even during the war, with more than 90% of trains arriving on time. They are repairing railways hours after the track has been damaged by shelling. And I'm sure you'll agree it's a much stronger reasoning than being late because of leaves on a rail track. Let me know if train disruption is something that also annoys you in the UK, or if you have anything else that you want to share. You can rant in the comments, any opinion is welcome.
So when we booked Florida, our closest airport is Glasgow, right? Like, hands down. Virgin don't fly from there, so it was going to be Edinburgh. Edinburgh wanted an extra £600 per person to fly to Orlando. Over Manchester, sorry. So obviously we picked Manchester. And obviously I'm thinking, like, get £600, but, like, we'll probably go end up spending, like, £300 trying to get up and down. I've just booked the train down to Manchester, £16.50. When I go to uni, right, a return from not like a 20-minute train into Glasgow cost me £7.90 return, and a subway cost me £3.50. So for an extra £2 or £3, I could be getting the train to Manchester every day. But yeah, that is actually crazy. Like, the Scottish train prices are ridiculous. Even going to Edinburgh on a single, I checked for today, is £22.50, and this is costing me £16.50. Make that make sense. So even if we had flew from Edinburgh, it would still have cost us more to get the train to Edinburgh. Like, oh my god, mental.
This is about the train versus airplane dilemma. I'm going to visit my friend in Edinburgh in Scotland in just a few weeks' time, and I was just looking at the trains because I thought it's more sustainable, probably a little bit of a slower travel, and also I can take as much as I want in my bag. But upon checking the prices, I found the cheapest connection from London to Edinburgh for £123, which is a lot. Then I looked at flights, and I got a flight return for £47.93. Considering that my train ticket to the airport and back will probably cost me 15 quid, it doesn't really make sense to book trains in the UK. So if you come into the UK or travel, just beware that UK is one of the most expensive countries to travel on the train.
I saw this tweet yesterday where this guy was calling out the Department for Transport, UK Rail Network, whatever, for a 19-year-old receiving a £1,200 fine for not having their £30 rail card on them. For starters, have you seen the cost of trains in the UK? They're insane. It cost me, if I hadn't had a rail card, it would have cost me £120 to go back for a weekend to see my mum last week. It was still 74 quid with the rail card. I've also been caught in like mistakes where I've forgotten my rail card because I have to carry a piece of plastic or my phone dies or whatever. It happens. What age are we living in? Why can you look me up by name or something if I'm a rail card? Why is there not a database? And also, what does it say about the state of our transport system when so many young people this is happening to at the moment because they simply can't afford to travel by train? It's insulting. Like, yes, the rail card saves you money, but it's not like when you get the rail card this makes trains cheaper or affordable. They're still ridiculously overpriced. And then to whack a young person with a £1,200 fine. This country is a bit insulting sometimes. But I have some personal experience actually. When I was 19, it's over 10 years ago, it was around the time where, do you remember the signs about, if you don't have a ticket you'll pay a penalty fare? Well anyway, the self-service machine, they were basic then, wasn't working, ticket office closed. I needed to get on my train to Birmingham, so I got on the train, and just before Birmingham, ticket inspector comes out, he ain't got a ticket. I was like, please can I buy a ticket? And he's like, no, you've been travelling without a ticket, I'm gonna have to give you a fine. I was like, I'm getting off the train now, so I quickly gave him my details. Anyway, I didn't hear any more until about 18 months later. I moved to college in London, didn't have any posts, family didn't let me know about any posts or anything. Then I had a court summons turn up to my mum's new address somewhere. I don't know how that came to be, and I had to appear in court about 6 months later at 9 a.m. on a Monday morning and swear on the Bible to a judge that I basically didn't get the fine letter and explain what happened on the train. I mean, what not only a waste of resource and money, but of my time. And the judge looked at me and just throughout the case was just like, you can go home, good afternoon. I was like, so there was no fine, just a waste of time and money basically. If you're 19 now, you basically came of age during a pandemic and you're faced with now a cost of living crisis, the worst housing crisis basically we've ever seen. And now we're continuing to fine people for simply for getting a rail card, maybe not being able to afford a train, fair judging, whatever it is. People have reasons. It's hard out here. Let's give people a break.
I just think we should talk about why platform 16 in Leeds train station is in another city. Imagine my Uber driver is driving as slow as humanly possible when I've told him I've got a train to catch. I'm stuck in traffic now, coming off the ring road, stuck in the cacophony of bullshit that is trying to get into Leeds train station. I'm walking, well, jogging, I'm sweating, I'm flustered. I go and look at the board, only to find that my train is actually leaving from Wakefield. Because it's at platform fucking 16, mate.
Yeah, let me just tell you something real quick, right? If you are of the opinion that first class carriages on the Thameslink are declassified, there's a load of bollocks. It's the one at the end of the train. I was under the impression that the first class carriages on Thameslink trains were fucking declassified. That's literally what you hear on the intercom sometimes, word of mouth, people in train stations. I paid 30 quid to go to and from London today, sat in first class, charged my phone, as I always do. Literally, this is like my 100th Thameslink train. Look at this. 116 quid. I've just been fined 166 quid if I don't pay it by the 10th of February. I can fly to and from Amsterdam twice for the cost of a bullshit train ticket in this fucking shit country to go an hour and 20 minutes down the road. And why is it always the people that didn't peak in high school that have got these fucking jobs that just sit there with a smug smile on their face telling you that you're gonna give someone free money after paying for your ticket already? I've sat in a first class carriage for the last moved to London in 2017, so what's that? Years and years and years on a Thameslink. Not once been checked for a ticket, let alone fucking told that you can't sit in the first class carriages. Piece of shit, man. This place is fucking shit.
One thing I will never understand is train ticket prices and coach ticket prices. First off, the train ticket prices in the UK are ridiculously expensive. Like, I don't understand why. Especially if you're going one of these three cities, Birmingham, Manchester or London. Especially that London one is pissing me off the most. The tickets are so expensive. How can you find a train ticket for over £200 to London? What? That city's not even that special, but anyways. And you enter the train and you can't even move in the train, bro. If you fart, everyone's gonna know you're the one that farted. And meanwhile, coach ticket prices are actually like reasonable and you're actually comfortable. So you'd actually think that is the coach ticket price that's even supposed to be more expensive. I'm not saying make it more expensive before all these people go make it more expensive and then it's my fault.
First class on a UK train. Really and truly, what's the difference between that and that? Other than a piece of cloth. Let me sit down on this. Seat is even uncomfortable for us as well. Like, what do you mean? Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me try something out. So right now I'm in the second class. Let me sit down. On my life, that is the exact same seat. Hold on. Even forget the fact that, yeah, like obviously it looks the same. But on my life, that is exactly the same seat. The tables are exactly the same. All it is a invisible barrier between the upper/middle class and the brokies. And unfortunately, I'm a part of the brokies, so yeah, I did not pay for this. And it's like, bro, there's no entertainment system. There's no food. You've got a charger, but literally every other place has a charger. What is the difference?
£175 would get you from London to Edinburgh and back on the train. But what if you spent the same amount of money on a plane ticket? I've never been to Edinburgh before in Scotland, and I was wondering how much it would cost me to get a train up there. And after looking, I couldn't believe that it would cost me £175 just to get a train to Edinburgh and back. So I thought, instead of wasting my money on this expensive train ticket, let's see where we can fly for under £175. I went over to Skyscanner, typed in London to everywhere in May, and looked for the cheapest possible options. Straight away, we were able to fly to Italy for £22, Germany for £22, Spain for £22, but we wanted to head down on the list. After a bit of scrolling, it was crazy to see the amount of destinations it was possible to go to instead of getting a train to Edinburgh. After scrolling down to our price range, we had a few options. Unfortunately, Dubai was just outside the budget, costing £189, which still isn't bad at all. Saudi Arabia for £140 and Jordan for £131. But the best two deals I possibly found were Egypt for £103 or Iceland for £79. The fact Egypt is 2,400 miles away, while Edinburgh is only 400 miles away, and that is £70 cheaper to fly to Egypt is just mind-blowing. The reason I decided to make this video was to show that UK transport is such a scam. The fact it's going to cost someone £175 just to get to Edinburgh, and that's the cheapest possible price, I've seen prices as high as £400, is mind-blowing and should not be allowed. Especially when you compare it to the fact that you can fly to Germany, Italy, Spain, all for the price of around £20. If you think I should pick one of these countries for under £175 and fly to them, comment below and maybe I'll do it.
So people of God, this is me, Theodora, in a train station by this time of the night. Why? Train was cancelled. Train was cancelled. The way this train cancellation is beginning to become something else is ridiculous. I finished booking train only for me to reach train station. Train was cancelled. And I have to now sit down in this cold for an hour, 30 minutes for the next train. Look at the cold. Only me did this train station. As everywhere, since I cover my body, cold wants to finish me. I am cold. The cold is colding. And I'm waiting for my next train. Is this fair? Please, this train that they keep cancelling, you guys need to do something about it because I'm angry, but I cannot do anything about it. I'm angry inside of me. I cannot do anything. I'm just sat here, waiting for the next train. Please, people should do something about this train cancellation. Please. I can't enter Uber. It's too far. Uber is too far. The money will be too much if I have to take an Uber. My God. Please, train people and train strike. I beg you people, don't cancel train like this. Don't cancel train like this. Please. I'm in cold. I'm in the cold.
And this is the truth. Britain's trains aren't just unreliable, they're unaffordable. Let's talk facts. The average UK commuter spends over £5,000 a year on rail travel, more than double what workers in Germany, France or Spain pay. Meanwhile, in the last decade, rail fares have risen by nearly 50%, outpacing both inflation and wage growth. And for what? In 2023 alone, over 1 in every 3 trains failed to arrive on time. Some companies are so bad they're practically running a lottery, not a timetable. This isn't just an inconvenience, it's robbing people of time, money, and quality of life. Parents miss time with their kids. Workers arrive late and stressed. Students can't even rely on making it to class. And all the while, private rail operators walk away with millions in subsidies and profits, while delivering failure after failure. So what's the fix? First, stop pretending this system works. It doesn't. Either renationalise the railways or hold companies to standards so high they can't just pocket taxpayer money while leaving trains in chaos. Second, cap fares. If Europe can run efficient, affordable rail, why can't we? The answer isn't we can't, it's they won't. And third, demand accountability. Every late train, every cancelled service should have consequences for operators, not just for passengers. Because right now, Britain's railway isn't a service, it's a scam. Commuters are paying first-class prices for a cattle-class experience. If you're sick of paying more to get less, hit that subscribe button. Brit Rants will keep calling out this madness, because if we don't make noise, nothing changes. Until then, keep your wallet ready, your patience thin, and your expectations lower than a Southern Rail timetable.